There's never been anything like this in this country, and maybe beyond. And now it's going to reach a new level of importance because we're going to help our country heal.
Let us fill the sky with the light of a brilliant, brilliant billion of stars. The light of optimism, of faith, of truth and service.
President Biden has just announced that he is ending his re-election bid.
To Vice President Kamala Harris and President Donald Trump.
Kamala Harris.
Your nomination to be Vice President of the United States of America.
An attempted assassination against former President Donald Trump. This would be a second time.
Elected to return to the White House.
The most far-reaching criminal cases ever brought against a former or future president are over.
President Biden issuing a full and unconditional pardon of his son Hunter.
Let's take a look at who the players could be in the new Trump administration.
President-elect Trump's embattled picks back on the Hill and pushing back on all those allegations.
These people have been incredible.
I'm not just MAGA. I'm dark, gothic MAGA.
Everything started off just fine.
Why the Bitcoin enthusiasm?
About a dozen major companies announced job cuts.
The first reduction in 4 years.
Cyber attack has affected 140 hospitals. The Microsoft CrowdStrike computer outage.
This is ridiculous.
TikTok could now be banned in the U.S.
There's this new thing called Blue Sky.
Hotel workers say they're still suffering from the low wages and high workloads brought on by the pandemic.
Hundreds of Boeing machinists walked out from the factory floor.
The union is suspending the strike until at least January 15th.
Images on social media depicting what appear to be victims in the flood.
We don't have to choose between the environment and the economy. We can do both.
2024 is set to be the hottest year ever recorded.
Through July, there have been 19 separate billion-dollar weather-related disasters.
It just ripped it in half.
The search for survivors growing more and more dire as the death toll in the wake of Helene rose to nearly 160.
And now Hurricane Milton is taking aim. Fast-moving wildfires across the West, more than 60 are burning right now, scorching more than 700,000 acres.
Tens of millions of Americans today in the path of totality.
Oh my God,
The Francis Scott Key Bridge is in the water.
A massive cargo ship struck the bridge. The ship is 948 feet long.
Alaska, trouble to declare an emergency. We're descending down to 10,000.
A new slew of overnight drone sightings high above the East Coast and the growing demand for answers.
We're standing on the campus of Appalachia High School here at Bexar County Schools. What you see behind us is an evil thing.
Today, our nation's top doctor issued a stern warning on gun violence across the U.S., declaring it a public health crisis.
New details in the deadly shooting at a private Christian school in Madison, Wisconsin. Police saying that at least 2 people are dead, several others wounded. The suspect was a female teenager.
Tonight, with the passenger jet hit by gunfire as it was trying to land the terrifying flight from Fort Lauderdale to Haiti.
The chief executive of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson, was shot and killed outside the Hilton Hotel in Midtown Manhattan.
26-year-old Luigi Mangione in custody in Altoona, Pennsylvania.
Insult the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience.
The man found guilty for murdering nursing student Laken Riley in Georgia.
I am truly very sorry. I am sorry for your loss as a result of what my son did.
Delphi local Richard Allen guilty of murdering both girls in 2017.
The Massachusetts woman charged with killing her boyfriend will be retried in January.
One of the doctors charged in the ketamine overdose death of Friends star Matthew Perry.
Disgraced music mogul facing federal racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking charges.
The sentencing hearing was postponed till the end of January. New details are emerging of just how Lyle and Eric Menendez fill their days behind bars.
Daniel Penny is speaking publicly for the first time after a jury found him not guilty for the chokehold death of Jordan Neely.
This case has really reignited the debate on race, mental health, and public safety.
To health news now, a new study shows obesity rates in the U.S. appear to be plateauing and possibly even declining.
Surgeons at Massachusetts General Hospital say they transplanted a pig's kidney into a living human for the first time.
It was truly the most beautiful kidney I have ever seen.
Growing concern as that deadly E. coli outbreak linked to McDonald's Quarter Pounders widens.
Bird flu. The CDC has now officially issued an alert after a person in Texas became sick following contact with dairy cows.
Overseas now to the Middle East, where Israel observed a moment of silence marking 1 year since the massacre by Hamas.
Desperate scenes in North Gaza after an Israeli airstrike destroyed a 5-story building housing displaced families.
The Ukrainian Air Force says it recorded 110 Russian attack drones launched into the country.
Roughly 26 million people inside Sudan are suffering from acute hunger.
Collapse of the Assad regime in Syria. Rebels seized the presidential palace after they launched a lightning offense just 2 weeks ago.
South Korea's National Assembly voted to impeach President Yoon Suk-yeol. This comes after his declaration of martial law earlier this month.
Horrific scenes as a festive celebration in Magdeburg, Germany ends in carnage.
3 Americans, one held for more than 12 years in a Chinese prison, are free.
3 Americans wrongfully detained in Russia arriving safely in Texas.
David, how are you feeling? I'm all right. It was a good flight.
The cathedral is now welcoming in the public again after Notre Dame reopened in spectacular style.
And then the Olympic flag now officially passing from France to the United States of America.
Bring it on!
Moana 2 is surfing to the top of the box office.
Just shattering every record ever.
Mudang already has a full line of merch and 4,000 visitors a day.
Actor Dick Van Dyke is counting his blessings today. Quick-acting neighbors and Good Samaritans saved him and his house from a rapidly spreading wildfire.
Hero Dog of the Year.
Here's Bo, the Bloodhound.
Finally tonight, Swifties will have to find some way to fill the blank space as the Eras Tour takes its final bow.
We are just hours away from Mike Tyson squaring off against Jake Paul, but the fight has already begun.
It will help him pay his medical bills and help afford a new doctor and hopefully some new treatments.
In France this week, many nations are coming together to honor the men who 80 years ago today stormed the beaches of Normandy and delivered the turning point of World War II.
They chose applause over tears and boos over fears, survived and moved on to a new life, still crazy, but finally with a bit of hopefulness and contentment added to the mix.
The big joy of acting is that you get to be hundreds of people in your life. You're not just stuck with yourself. And it's like reading a very good book.
Being a Democrat or a Republican is important, but it is nowhere near as important as being an American.
Love, laugh, live, and give. That's what it's about.